Welcome to the Wormhole, everyone, your number one place for entertainment and fun. I'm Sean.
And I'm Gwen.
And we're here just talking a little bit about the Pokemon Illustration Contest. So we mentioned this the other day in our 151 video. Now it's going from October 12th to January 31st, as you can see. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit about it. The information is on PTCGIC. Yeah, so it's kind of a weird web address, but it's...
If you Google illustration contest Pokemon 2024, it'll come right up. It's like the first search result.
Yeah, pretty much. So I just kind of wanted to go through some of the information with you guys. And Gwen actually found this site, so figure we'll just go through it real quick with you guys. So obviously it's been, 27 years that this has been going on?
That's insane that they've been doing...
Pokemon.
Oh.
Cards. Yeah. Pokemon TCG celebrating 27 years this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy to think the 25th anniversary was 2 years ago.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, so to celebrate, they started doing the illustration contest in, looks like 2019. And it wasn't until 2022 that they started bringing people in from the U.S. So this time we've got
oh, wow. So
bunch
it's
of countries.
Fairly recent.
Yeah, it's only a few years they've been doing this. And this is the first year where we're looking at, looks like the U.S., U.K., Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So that's kind of cool. So I already mentioned the entry period. So you do have to be an adult. So kids, I don't expect any of them to be watching this, but if you have any, they can't participate. And weird thing, Alabama, Nebraska, you got to be 19 for some reason. And in Mississippi, you have to be 21.
You have to be drinking age to enter, whatever.
Yeah, you have to,
sure.
You have to be old enough to drink to enter an art contest. But grand prize, $5,000. That is kind of cool. Runner-up gets $3,000. And so there's going to be a $1 grand prize, a best standard card, and a best EX card.
Interesting.
6 runners-up, they get $1,000 each, and then 15 judges awards.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so then that's $500 each for that.
So it is a standard card and it's an EX card.
Yeah, there's 2 divisions. So you've got it looks like you can do either one.
Yes, and you haven't quite touched upon it yet, but the theme is magical Pokemon moments. So it's a little vague. I know we were talking about it a little bit because we're actually going to enter this, but we've been trying to think about it. Magical Pokemon moments.
Yeah, so
very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I kind of vague it kind of leaves a lot to interpretation, which kind of makes it a little intimidating.
Especially when it's like we will get to it, but it's like 40% of the judge is the topic. So
yeah. So here's the 10 Pokemon. Yeah, your Charizard, Pikachu, Eevee, Feraligatr, which I thought that was an interesting choice.
I like it.
Flygon, typical. Everyone likes Flygon. Absol, one of my favorites. Bidoof.
Classic.
Yep. Melmetal, which I'm kind of like,
okay,
whatever.
Definitely gets weirder as it goes on.
Yeah, and then Toxtricity, which
only the amped form.
Yeah, only the amped form, not the other one. And then Koraidon instead of Miraidon. So comment which Pokemon you guys might do if you decide to do it, but this is your 10 to pick from. So there's that. We've got all
your specifications for things you can and can't do.
So you can't use text or text expressions and stuff. And there's a little bit, there's a guideline we'll be getting to that goes into the specifics a little bit more. Because this is still a little vague. They have more specifics in the other tab we'll get
and
to.
your technical specifications. So this is really important.
This is what you would type into your dimensions on your art program.
Photoshop and stuff like that, yeah.
So you got your standard, your EX illustration, and then your eligibility. This basically just means you have to be legal age in whatever country.
It's just a little bit more in-depth stuff that they had at the top.
Yep, and then your art submission guide.
All the judges. This is what gives me anxiety.
Oh, right?
Is that knowing that the president of the Pokemon Company International, creatures, knowing that they're going to be looking at the art, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of intimidating. I'm like, holy crap, they're gonna, there's some pretty interesting and important people to be taking a look at it. And I actually recognize a few of these names from some of the. I recognize Oyama's name as an illustrator. And then, so then...
And here's what I was talking about. Interpretation and clarity of the theme, 40%.
Yep. Creativity, originality is 30%, and overall design is 30%. So that's kind of like composition. And it's going to be announced in... Wow, so it's...
September.
Yeah, so it's going to be quite...
Oh my god, my dumbass is going to forget by September, so...
Yep, so the links in here that we can follow up with is you got your theme and Pokemon reference material and your art submission guidelines. So theme and reference material.
This is what I thought was really cool.
So yeah, I like this. So it's got like little reference and stuff for all the different Pokemon.
It's
your
actually
Pikachu.
the in-game models.
Yep, the EVs. So I just thought this was actually kind of cool. It gives you a chance to like kind of get your reference. Doof, your Melmetals, Toxtricity.
Category Punk.
Category Paradox.
I love it.
Rawr.
But yeah, this is a super useful reference because as an artist, it's hard to kind of know what things look like. And I would have definitely been the kind of person that would have to go into the game, throw down like a Pokemon, and then have to look at it. So having this available is super, super nice.
So now we get into the submission guideline. This is just a little bit more in-depth than in the requirements. So this is basically saying like you can choose and pose your Pokemon however you want.
You have to have a background.
Yes, you have to have a background, but there's no restriction on the background. So it can be any time, any day, anywhere, field, forest, alleyway, moon, whatever.
Yeah, but you can't just have a Pokemon with a plain white background.
Yes.
Which is understandable.
Yeah. And then you got, you can have other Pokemon in the drawing, but make it obvious what your main Pokemon is, and they're supposed to be like Pokemon that would be relevant to that Pokemon. And don't draw trainers. So only Pokemon, and I know it said somewhere no shinies.
Yeah.
So
well, it says right here, right underneath it, gender, color, all that. They have to be identical to the references that are given.
Yep. And it wants you to stay in the Pokemon world, so don't include letters, numbers, or real languages or recognizable elements from the real world. Like don't put like the Eiffel Tower or like the things like that. And then just be original. So when we get down here into the composition stuff, pretty much they're just like general
Same
rule.
stuff.
Yeah, do what you want.
Your file sizes, like all that kind of stuff, how to export it. I don't think there is specific naming conventions for like as you export stuff.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know.
I'm assuming it's going to have to be your name.
So I do like that you can submit in 2D or 3D. So anybody that does 3D art. So it doesn't necessarily say this, but I mean, you can do, from my understanding, you could do like clay or like the wool, like, crocheted stuff. Like you can do 3D art and then take a photo of it because that's how a bunch of Pokemon cards are done. So just take that into thought, what media you want to use, whether it's drawing, computer art, etc. And let's see, this is what I kind of wanted to get to, the card frame. So this is when you're doing the EX Pokemon, you can actually kind of go out of the frame a little bit, which is cool. And you can do little effects and sparkles and fire or whatever all around the edges. So.
Yeah, when we were looking through this earlier, we had to look up a couple pictures of EX cards because we didn't quite understand what they meant, but there's like rocks and like flames slightly in front of stuff. But most EX cards, it seems like where there's the information, it's pretty blank.
Yep. So here is a reason I wanted to go on this tab is this is the template for your EX cards is on here.
Oh.
So this is what you can click here, download it. That's your Photoshop data for your EX template. So that'll be, you need to do that because you have to submit it both as a blank, like as just a bare illustration and then with the template over it. It says that in here.
So is there a template for the standard or is it just for the EX?
It looks like it's just for the EX.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
well, I guess it makes sense because it's all confined to one window.
Yeah. So there we go. And then this is just little notes like you can only submit that have never been published. You're able to apply even if you've applied before, as long as it's unpublished art. Just things like that. You can't apply if you've worked as a card illustrator. So that makes sense. If you work for us,
that feels unfair. Yeah.
To be fair, most like companies are like, if you work for us, you are ineligible for any contest.
I want to know that like if I win, do I get a job?
Yeah, right. That'd be cool.
Damn.
So, this is one thing that I thought was important. You can submit up to 3 pieces of artwork. You can choose 3 different Pokemon, or you can choose the same Pokemon, but you can do up to 3 pieces. So, and that could be in any combination of standard or EX. And apparently you can resubmit it as long as it's done before the submission deadline. But be aware that counts as an extra submission.
Okay.
Yep. And don't publish any of your artwork before they announce the rewards.
That makes sense. Yeah, we wouldn't want to give away your
Yep.
potential winning.
And then this is just like the legal stuff. They're important. Like you can't, like, nothing explicit, nothing discriminatory,
Wall of text, don't
nothing
do these
illegal.
things.
Yeah, don't be an a-hole, etc., etc. But that's pretty much the gist of everything. So I'm kind of glad we could go through that with you guys. Please, like, comment below what you're interested. Like, if you're gonna, if you're gonna participate, or if you're just kind of think it's cool, let us know what you think about everything, and what Pokemon you're excited to see, and what kind of artworks you're excited for. Because we showed off the old artworks, and it was really cool. So it's really fun that Pokemon is doing contests like this. I love seeing Pokemon finding ways to engage with the community that aren't just playing the game, but ways for everybody to get engaged with it. So it's gonna be really fun to see, really exciting. We got a lot of time. It's till the end of January, so if you get started now, you got almost 3.5 months to work on something.
Oh yeah.
So I'm definitely excited for it. But that should pretty much be it for us today, and really grateful for you guys showing up, and we'll keep you updated with all the newest information.
And you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.